we have the current stock market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the hourly time frame. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, we are getting a bit of a bounce here from this prior support zone that we did outline at $20.30. There really wasn't much to suggest that this support zone would be working, but this was a price level that we have been sort of watching now for a while as a possible scenario here if we were to see a price failure at $21.90 and then another one at $21 even. So this price projection here has turned out to be quite accurate because as we can see here, we are getting a bit of a bounce off of this area. As this has occurred, we have now moved back into the exponential moving average cluster, which does help the overall outlook because what this really tells us is that we're starting to move into more of a sideways consolidation type of phase rather than an outright bearish phase. Because as we can see here previously, if we just look at this prior price movement here, all this activity where we're seeing these major declines is occurring with the share price itself, moving below the exponential moving averages, running right into the exponential moving averages and then failing again. So the fact that we did manage to find some support here at 2030 is encouraging, and then we did bounce up enough for share prices to break above that 20-hour EMA, this yellow line here. And then also we're seeing a bit of a break above that 50-hour exponential moving average as well. So, this is encouraging, but I do think that we're about to start seeing this exponential moving average cluster start to tighten a bit. And this could even mean that it might, it could be easier for share prices to break above there as well. But the real question at this point is whether or not, we really have faith that this 2030 level is going to be holding. It's kind of hard to ignore the fact that 2030 does rest very close to that $20 figure, which is a round number that has been important for this stock over the last several months. But the level of importance for that price zone, is questionable because it's not clear how much longer that's going to sort of remain in the market's consciousness. How long are we really going to be thinking about the roaring kitty, options trade? I think that the market is probably beyond that at this point. So that doesn't necessarily mean that we won't find some support at that $20 level. I just think that the level of importance there has to be diminishing here or at least at some point in the future. Is that level just going to remain important forever? I mean, it just seems difficult to believe that. So at the moment, clearly this level to the downside is $20.30. Could we start to see some bounce from that $20 in the event that we do break below here? I'm a little bit suspicious of that because I think that we're going to start to see stop losses that are moved up to 2030. I think that the two main levels. I mean, if you're going to initiate a trade right around current levels, where would you put your stop loss? I mean, personally, I would be looking at this 2030 area, and I would also be looking at this 1940 area. As two potential kind of places to sort of exit the trade if I was going to start buying the stock right now. So, I personally think that a break below here would probably invalidate that $20 level. I mean, who knows? I mean, we'll have to see how much market attention there will be focused on that psychological area. To the top side, we do have to sort of look back at this $21 level, and this most recent candle here has actually broken above there. So, the best case scenario here would be that we get a little bit of buying activity into the close, and there is some positive trading activity here showing in the trading volumes. So, this is starting to perk up a little bit and show a little bit of a sign of life here. So that could bring some more buyers into the market. And personally, what I would want to see if I was bullish would be for a price close above that $21 mark. It looks like we could get there. I mean, that is possible. The near-term high comes in at 21.21. So, as long as we can sort of stay right around where we are at the moment, I would say that that's encouraging, and that gives you some hope for a bottom here at this 2030 level. So, where we go from there is a much more of a guess, because I think at that point we would have to start to look at this price movement here as a potential sort of retracement zone. So, where I would really be looking, first, I mean, if we do get a close above $21, I would say your next upside target comes in at roughly 2160. That would sort of be a critical level here, because that would be the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of this most recent declining move. And you also have this 200-hour exponential moving average that's sitting right there. So you've got two kind of important signals here coinciding in the same region. And then if you did get a break above there, that should probably give the stock enough momentum to break back above that 2190 area. So these are sort of the levels that I would be watching here near term. And I do think that the stock is at an inflection point here, because, I think that if we don't sort of maintain a foothold near term, I mean, I think the stock really does need to find some support here pretty soon. Or I do think, you have to start to consider the possibility that we would be looking at a longer term sort of time frame here with the stock trading in the teens. Um, from here, we're looking at 1930 to 40 as roughly an area to watch. You've also got this 1873 support zone that was developed during the beginning of August, roughly August 5th would be that time frame. So, I think that, I do think that we're at an inflection point here, because we're clearly seeing a series of lower highs. The stock is having an incredible amount of difficulty, sustaining rallies that are substantial. I mean, we have seen a couple of examples of that, but they're starting to diminish in size and, sort of fail at lower levels. So, could we be seeing something more like this? I mean, are we going to obey this longer term trend line here is a major question. So, these are all possibilities that can be seen. So near term, I think that the best case scenario would be a weekly close here above that $21 level. And then, the next level that I would be watching to the top side from there would come in around 2160, because then that gives you more of a chance to start to retrace this downtrend move that we have been seeing over the last few weeks. So here's the current stock market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.